Welcome to Daily Life Connection as we continue to explore who God is, how He works, and what difference that makes in our daily lives. In the book of Malachi, verse 2:17, the prophet refers to God as the God of justice. I want to talk a little bit and share with you today about that, about this concept of God as a God of justice. Now, in our world, we often think about justice as being payback. Uh, if somebody does something wrong, then they are penalized, they are punished for it, they are made to pay for it. That is the underlying concept of justice for us, but that is not the biblical concept of justice. When it comes to God, God's justice is on a much higher and significantly different level than that. When it talks about justice in connection with God and who He is and how He operates, if you read through the Old Testament particularly, you will find that God's justice is always about restoration, not retribution. It's about put back, not payback. I use those phrases because I think it really helps us understand that the justice of God goes far beyond eye for an eye. That's kind of our justice. If you commit a crime, you pay the time. That's an eye for an eye sort of justice. And we know in our world it doesn't work very well, does it? And it's so easy for that kind of justice to become skewed and corrupted. God's justice is on a whole other level. God is always concerned about restoring the parties involved in injustice, not just the victim, but the perpetrator. He is always wanting to restore us. Now, that may make us upset sometimes if we think about, I don't want my enemy restored. I just want them to pay. That's our human nature, isn't it? It's our sinful nature, actually, our self-centered nature that says, I want God to give me justice. I want my enemies to pay. I want to be restored to my condition before the injustice occurred, but I don't want them to be restored. Or if so, at least only after they pay their dues. God's justice is about bringing both us and the perpetrator of the injustice back to a place of restoration. That's always His passion. He's a God of justice. He's a God who will always do the right thing. Now, when I say I want justice, I want, when a crime is committed against me, an offense has been given to me, I want that person to have to pay for it, at least be sorry for it, before they are restored. But when I think that way, it shows that I don't really understand myself, because I am guilty of offending people. I am guilty of hurting people. I am guilty of doing the wrong thing. Do I want to be made to be punished for all of my... No, I want mercy when I am the perpetrator of injustice. That's God's heart. He wants mercy for, and that doesn't just mean leniency. It means everything that's good to bring them back to an original, restored condition. God's justice is like that. God's justice is more about taking that old junker car and doing a complete restoration on it until it's actually better than when it was brand new. That's restoration. That's the justice of God. You see, we can come to Him. We can always trust Him to do the right thing for us and by us, and for those who are our enemies, those who have created debt against us or trespassed against us. The Lord's Prayer, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, those who have taken from us, because we recognize we're all in this boat together, and what we need is the justice of God that restores us all to, and makes us even better than we were before it all happened. I don't know about you, but that's exciting to me. It's a hallelujah moment, isn't it? That God's justice is to put back into the original. God's justice is to wipe out the effects on the victim and the perpetrator. Because you see, when someone commits an offense, when someone commits a crime against us, when someone does those things, it demeans them. It lowers who they are. They no longer reflect the image of God. He wants to restore. Oh, this is good. God's justice is to restore His image in us and in those who have hurt us, harmed us, offended us, done something wrong against us. His passion is to restore His image in us. That's the God of justice. So let's give Him thanks and praise today that He is a God of divine justice, not just Canadian or American justice, but He is a God of divine justice. God bless you as you think about that. We'll talk again tomorrow.